All right, well, welcome back. It is, I think, the 8th of August. And if you followed my last video, we've shut down to the public. And right now we're just picking peas, waiting on the next round of watermelons and cantaloupes to get ready. And we're cleaning up tomato stakes and all that, pulling all that up. Today I'm going to show you how my pea sheller works. I'm going to kind of give you a rundown of it while it's not running. We'll look at the parts and pieces of it, and then I'll show it to you in action while it's working. It's kind of loud while it's running, so I want to try to explain everything while it's off. There's different kind of pea shellers. I mean, they all kind of work on the same principle, although the old-timey ones where you have the little rollers and you feed them through kind of just for a homeowner, that's different. But most of them, your commercial type pea shellers, kind of work on the same principle. The ones that I have two, and they're the same. They're old, probably, I don't know, 20 years old maybe, but they work perfect. So there's different models of what I have, and then you can go bigger with like a continuous feed type model that you feed the peas through and you never have to stop to dump the hulls. I've looked at those. There's a company out of Georgia that makes them, kind of a new model. I like what I have. There's no way the bigger models will do a better job than what I have. They're just faster. And so I used to only have one pea sheller, but now that I've upgraded to two, I don't really think I need to get a bigger one. I like these because you can move them around with my forklift, and we clean them every day, and you know, I can put them up for the winter. Those bigger ones are pretty big and long, and you kind of have to have a special place to put them. Anyway, that's all beside the point. I'm going to show you what I have and how it works. All right, this is it. This piece right here goes on the end. When we clean it every day, we take that off. That goes on the end. That's the snout where the peas come out, and you'll see that while it's running. All right, this is the drum where you dump the peas. This thing here rotates with these fingers, and it kind of just beats the pods until the peas come out. The peas fall through these holes in the drum, and the holes stay in here. This right here is the door. You'll see that later when we're using it. The door goes on in here, you lock it in, and that closes it. Yeah, just pull the cover off of this. This thing has 3 motors. One here, one back here, and then one in the back. That one in the back here runs the blower that blows the trash out before the peas come out of that snout. These 2 motors right here turn the drum, and then turns this. It's got several belts. It's got greasable bearings here, one on each end of the drum. And then it's got a little reservoir here for some gear oil. And that's pretty much it. One of these motors also runs this screen. There's a screen, and I'll pull it out here in a minute. The screen vibrates real fast back and forth. The peas fall out of the drum up there through those holes and land on that screen, and it vibrates. This is the end of it right here, you can see. And it vibrates the peas on out to this snout, and we'll put the snout on here in a minute. This is that kind of that squirrel cage fan with the blower. And we put a bucket right here, and you'll see that again in a minute, where the trash blows out and then the peas fall out right here. But there's really not a whole lot to it. You know, if you ever have a motor go out, you just replace the motors or replace the belts if you need to. We've replaced those bearings on the end before, and that's about it. You've got 3 switches, one for each motor. When you turn it on and off, you turn all 3 on all at one time and turn them off all at one time. All right, here's what that screen looks like. You know, it's the length or the width of the pea sheller. I showed you the other end where it sticks out. It just slides right out in these little grooves under here. It sticks right in there. You'll see those little holes in it. It lets those immature pea, if there are any, fall through. And, you know, it just saves the regular size peas. Sometimes there'll be immature peas like at the end of the pod or something, maybe if you've got a pod of peas that are 90% filled out and maybe a little bit of them that aren't, it lets those little ones fall right through. I'm gonna turn one of these switches on real quick and let you see. It turns the drum. And then this one turns those fingers. See how they turn pretty fast. In case anybody was wondering, this is a Econo sheller made in Texas. And I'm really not even positive that the company is still in business anymore. You open the lid, it opens a trap door, and we keep some tubs under here, and this is where the pea holes come out. They fall out of the drum through that trap door. Now you have to have the door off. So when you finish shelling the peas, and this is full of pea holes, you spin that around, and then they fall out through that trap door into our tubs. When you fill it back up with peas, put the door back on, close the lid, and that little trap door closes and keeps anything from falling out. So like I said, it's old, but it does a super job. And I've had it for 20 years, and maybe I'll have it for another 20. But you can shell a lot of peas, especially with 2 of them. All right, just a reminder, we harvest in these sacks, bring them in out of the field like this, put them in front of the fans overnight, take the moisture out of the pods. You cannot pick the peas and run them through those pea shellers in the same day. If you wait till the next day, it works perfect. These are our 4-pound bags. I mean, it doesn't hardly get any better than that. Fresh, shelled, pink eye, purple hulls. After we weigh them, we take a paper clip with a straight end, punch a few holes in on each side, keeps them from sweating. Put the peas in the cooler. I got somebody coming at the end of the day to pick them up, so you know, we don't want to leave them sitting out all day. So we'll put them right in the cooler. We put them in 4-pound bags. I put 6 bags in a box. One thing you'll notice about these peas is how clean they are. There's no trash, there's no grit, nothing. Clean as a whistle, ready to cook. Well, that's pretty much how we do it. It's a good little system for us. When we're open to the public every day, we do that every single day on the peas. Now that we've closed, we'll just do it a couple of days a week. I got some people that want them shelled. Some people want to get everything we have unshelled, and either they shell them themselves or they sell them that way. So anyway, I'm gonna walk over here to the dump trailer. See, it's just a big hunk of empty pea hulls. We dump those in a little pasture with some sheep, and they eat them. And what they don't eat, it'll just compost and decomposes. So I guess we'll wrap it up here. Thank y'all for watching. If you would subscribe to us, we would appreciate it. We're gonna keep going all the way through the season and show you what goes on with the video, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. It depends on if we switch over to, you know, doing something different. Coming up, we'll have the watermelon and cantaloupe harvest on the lake crop, and we'll get you some video of that. Around Labor Day, we'll be planting cabbage. Before that, we'll be planting our mustard and turnip greens. So I got to get all that cleaned up and ready. And if we have to pre-water it, we'll have to pre-water it before we plant. So we're busy, even though we're close to the public. We got lots going on, and cleaning up and harvest at the same time. So once we get all the tomato stakes pulled and all that, we'll cut all that down, probably spray it all. And then when we get a little slack time for the guys, whenever we need something to do, we'll start pulling up all that plastic. So we'll get some of that on the video as well. That may be a little while, just kind of depends. So anyway, see y'all next time.